So this is what we are building. You can see my picture here, my name, what I do, and you can see a link here. I hope you guys are looking at this. If you cannot see it very well, maybe it's not. Let me zoom in so that maybe you guys can see very well. Okay, this is not working. Okay, yeah. So I hope you guys can see it very well now. So this is my picture, this is my name, my full name, this is what I do. And if you look at this, visit my Instagram page. If I go to Instagram, though it may not take me to my page because I didn't I just put instagram.com link, and this is a description of me, so you can see that this is Instagram. The link went to Instagram, and then you can see a list of something: my favorite movies, my skills, my work experience, and then I have something down here, hobbies and contact me. So if I click on hobbies, it's going to go to my hobbies. If I go back and click on contact me, it's going to go to my contacts. So the contacts include an heading, if you want to call me or send me a WhatsApp message, and you can also send me a mail. So you can call me. So this call me, you can see that this is my number here. If you click on it, it's going to try and call me. You see, it say make a call from FaceTime, but I'm not actually trying to make a call. So let me go back. If this is opening on my phone, it's going to go to my call. It's going to take me directly to my call, like to my phone book on my phone to call me. Then this will go directly to my WhatsApp. So if you click on it, it's going to go to WhatsApp and say continue in chat. Let me go back. And then this is a mail. If you click on this, it's going to open your mail, and immediately you can see my mail is here already. I don't need to start filling it, so it's already filled there. And then you can write the subject, write the mail, and send the mail to me if you want. And you can also fill a form. You fill the form and submit the form also. So this is what we are building. We'll start from. So I want you to look at this. I'm going to go to my desktop now. Look at it. I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'll click on I'll right click and create a new folder, and I'll call it my personal website. So if you notice, I did not put space. This is one word when I'm naming this, but this is what I'm going to do to not confuse people. So I'm going to put hyphen in between the three words. So this is my personal website. Yeah, I hope you guys can see this very well. Please let me know if you cannot see anything. I just created a folder called my personal website. That's the title of the website we are trying to create. So like I said yesterday, depending on the type of website you are creating, you understand, you may not be creating personal website every time. So somebody might call you and say, I have a fish farm. I want you to help me create a website where I can market or showcase my fishes, and the name of the website is Ade Fish Farm. So what you do is you name the project you are trying to do, the name of what you are trying. You can see something. I have a lot of works here. I have Greenbee Works. I have Chrisbit class. This one is another project. Then I have Payment Chrisbit class. You know, that's how I name my stuff. So if I want to do something, I just call them. I just create them based on the name of the particular website I'm trying to create. Yeah, so that is how you do it. It's part of organizing your project. So the first thing I will do after doing this, I will come to my what's it called, VSCode. So let's this one is already created. I already created the website, so I already coded everything. This is everything. So I already created everything, you understand, but I'm not going to use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open another VS Code, say new Windows. So you can open more than 10 windows of this app if you want. So when you are working on big projects, you won't be closing all your windows like that. Sometimes I have like 5 to 6 app softwares, this software opened sometimes. That's why you need to get a very good system, because if you are using some systems might start lagging or start hanging when you open a lot of software like that. So what I'm going to do is, I want you to watch how I'm going to bring in the folder that I just created. So the first thing I did is created a folder. I named it my personal website. Then I'm going to open my VS Code, which I just did, and I'll click on this icon. You see this icon that looks like a file? It's called Explorer. So when you over on this icon, you see something like Explorer. Click on it and you see something called folder. Now this may be different in your system depending on the kind of system you are using. So if you are using Windows, you might not see this. I think you see there's an icon by this side. I think you see an icon here, the VS Code icon at the top here. Then you see an icon by this side. That icon is called an hamburger icon. So that hamburger icon, you can click on it and try to navigate to see this open folder. When you click on it, you see something like file. When you click on that hamburger icon, you see something like file. When you click on that file, you see open folder. So from there, it's the same thing as this. So but then if you have not opened anything on your VS Code and you click on this, you should be able to see this open folder. So when you click on open folder, it's going to take you to your file system, and then you go to where you saved something. So I saved it in desktop, and inside the desktop I have my personal website. So let me look for mine. So this is it. I'm going to just select it. I didn't say you should open it. I'm saying select. So when you select it, it's going to open on here. You understand? So this is it. You can see my personal website. So for now, if I go back to my desktop, you can see that when I open it, there's nothing inside here. There's nothing here. It's empty. So it's the same way. When you come here, you see that when you click on this particular thing, you see the arrow. This arrow is called chevron icon. It's an icon. It's called a chevron icon. You can see that it's facing downwards. This means that this icon is opened and there's nothing inside. But when you close it, it's going to face your right hand side, which means it's closed. When you close it, you see some other things that are here, but you don't need to use any of these things. Just forget about them. I myself don't use them. So I opened it and there's nothing inside here. So when you open your VS Code, something like this, just close whatever that is at the right hand side here. This is my personal website folder. So this is the folder here. So what we are trying to do is anything you are going to write in your code. So any code you are going to write, you have to create a file for those code you are going to write. So inside this folder is where you structure your code. This part where you see Explorer is where your code, all your files will be structured. So any file you have will be structured here inside this place, this left hand side, and this right hand side is where you write your code in VS Code. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this icon. You see this icon that is here. This icon means create a new file, and this second one here means create a new folder. You see these two, don't worry about them for now. Just worry about these ones that are here. So this one is saying create a new file, and when you click on it, you see something here. So you have to name the file you want to create. So I'm going to name this file my home page.html. So like I said yesterday, when you are trying to write code in HTML, you need to make sure that you are writing the extension of the file. You add it to it. So if it's HTML, you write the name of the file and then HTML. If it is CSS, the name of the file and then .css. If it's JavaScript, the name of the file .js. So you don't write .javascript, just write .js. So that is how you name your file. And the reason why we name our file like that is because the VS Code will not understand what we are writing until we give it the name. So if I come here and say, so if I write p tag, you see that I wrote p tag and it gives me suggestions to what I want to write. And when I click on enter, I pick the first one and it's going to help me auto complete whatever I'm trying to write. This p tag means paragraph. But if let me go back to the way it was before, and then I come here and rename this without the .html, you will see that all those things, and I just name it like this. Okay, still getting it as HTML. VS Code is somehow smart actually, but don't do it like this, because by the time you put it in your server and there's no .html, it's not going to recognize it. But VS Code is too smart. It knows that that's what we want to write. But now, assuming that this is not HTML, let me create another one and call it style, and press enter. Now this style, I think the reason why you recognize this as HTML is because I already named it before. But now this style is supposed to be CSS, but there's no way VS Code will know whether this is CSS, JavaScript, or HTML. Imagine I want to make this my CSS, or let me say I want to make it my HTML. There's no way I can write HTML in my style. So I'm selecting style, right? You can see that when I select something, a file, it underlined it somehow left. There's a border under it to show that this one is what is selected. This one is here. You can see when I select this, there's a border under, yes, showing, and it's showing home page. And when I select this, it's showing style here and it's selected here. So if I write my P, it won't give me any suggestion because it doesn't understand what I'm trying to type here. You understand? So you need to make sure that you name it accordingly. So let me delete this first. We are not doing CSS now, so we don't need. So let me rename this back. So you need to always put the name. Don't try to save your file without the extension name. Even if it works in VS Code here, it is never going to work on your server because the server will not understand what kind of file this is. And the server needs to understand. If the server does not understand, it won't be able to display your website when somebody visits the website.